Hello, welcome to my video. Today I have for you a little girls trip. It was my spring break. I'm an art teacher and we had spring break last week. And so I took a little trip with a couple of my good friends up to Minneapolis and Stillwater, Minnesota, and then Minneapolis. And the goal was just to kick back, have some fun, and stay in a couple like really cool hip hotels. I'm told I'm not hip when I say hip, but it is what it is. And had some good food and hit up some boutiques and a little bit of shopping, and ended up in Minneapolis as well. Just having a little bit of fun in at Ikea shopping and just around a little downtown area. So I just thought I'd take you with me. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to make a lot of art, if any, last week. And when I got back, I was so exhausted all week long, just getting back into my routine. But I was able to make a couple of sketches for my next big painting. So I take you through that at the end of the video, basically, towards the end there. And you can get a little sneak peek for my sketch as to what my new painting will be. So just come along and hang out with me for the next few minutes, and I'll take you through some really cool antique stores. I say at the end of my video that my reveal of all the some of the things I bought at the antique store. I don't typically buy a ton of things in general, but I did find a few really cute things. And I love antique stores. I never used to, but my grandma and my mom were antique collectors. My grandma actually had an antique store in the area where I live years and years and years ago. And I used to love it, going into it as a kid. And so it's just kind of nostalgic, and just seeing like really beautiful items from the past, and some are just vintage, some are antique. And we went to some amazing antique vintage stores that I thought I would capture just a little bit of that little like feeling for you, and just some of the objects that I encountered. And yeah, so stay tuned and thank you for joining me. This is downtown Stillwater, Minnesota, and we actually stayed along this street, or on this street, at the Hotel Crosby, which I highly recommend. It was a lot of fun, and their lobby area is just beautiful. These little places that we jumped in, these little boutiques, we only had a couple of hours. We were kind of delayed getting into our hotel or into the city, just because it took a while, and then we stopped for lunch. We had a little bit of a car oil check just to double check, and we were totally fine. But those things take some time and delays, and the boutiques weren't open super late or anything, so we wanted to go to as many as we possibly could. And we hit up a bunch, and I ended up buying a couple pieces of clothing and a beautiful like boho hand-stitched purse that I'll start using in the late spring here, early summer. But these antique stores, there were plenty of them. But it seemed like the antique stores that we went through, they were huge. There were multiple rooms, multiple levels, and I thought I'd just, record to get a bit of a feel for you. So, and then this is downtown Stillwater during the day, and I'll show you at night as well. It's nice and lit up. And then it's this really cool bridge over the river, St. Croix River, I believe. And we just walked the bridge just to kind of check it out. It was getting a little chilly, so. But this coming up, right here, it turned into night, and they lit up the bridge. And I guess it opens and closes to let boats through in the summer. And that'd be really cool to see. But yeah, we were just walking along, having a good time. This antique store is called, or I guess it's a vintage store. It's called Hunt and Gather, and it is, I think, in Edina. I think it's Edina. I'm saying that wrong one way or another, but in Minnesota, so close to Minneapolis and St. Paul area. I've been to this vintage store in the past, and they have so many items. It's so overwhelming in the best way. And I found several things that I purchased here. I'll show you at the end of the video. But this place is so fun. You could be in there for hours and hours just looking through pieces of art, antiques, vintage items. And the last time I was there, we only went through the top floor, and then my friend had gone back with her husband, and they discovered that there was a basement, and it went through like the entire top level of the store, same, you know, floor plan on the bottom, and maybe more. It was insane. So we were there for quite a bit, quite a long time, just checking out items. And we had a big day ahead of us, but we spent the majority of our time at Hunt and Gather. And I just had a ball. I had a blast just looking through all of their items.
Play with me? Just put all my buttons down. I'll sing and dance and shuffle around. Can you do it up?
Yep. Did you get fun chicken in?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see if it works.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. See what I got? Can't open it. A ball, a bouncy ball. One thing that we really liked about Hunt and Gather, those two little games. I am not a fan of that clown in any way, but my friend loves creepy things like that, so she forced me to press the buttons. But I won that little bouncy ball. Pretty cool. I like playing that little chicken game. I don't know that it was hooked up last time. So there is a fun fact about me. I love vintage and antique stores. So on this girls trip, we went to this place in Minneapolis called Hunt and Gather, and it is huge. They have so much vintage and antique items, so many items that it is just so overwhelming. But I'm really drawn to like little postcards and little pieces of art. So I did get just a little selection, and I thought I'd show you what I found. And I thought some of these are just really interesting to me anyway, but these are little advertisements from cigarette packs, actually, which, I mean, I'm not a fan of the cigarettes, but I always have found these super interesting. I think I saw them on a show at one point, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is just really, they're really interesting. I didn't realize they would put little advertisements in cigarette packages. But yeah, I found them really fascinating. So I have a selection of them. This one was it says actress series. So Fatima Turkish cigarettes actress series. So just really old, and I'm inspired by the actual little pieces. I don't really care that they came in, a cigarette pouch. And then they had some birds. So I got a selection of birds. This one, I believe, is, black and white warbler, super cute. And then again, just like little advertisement for that brand. Oh, this is for Arm & Hammer baking soda. That's really cool. Okay, I just discovered that. I didn't read these very thoroughly on my trip back, but yeah, I just got them for the front, and I thought they were kind of cool. So here's another one too. This one is a loggerhead shriek. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Useful Birds of America, set of 30 designs. For if you want the best baking soda. That's really cool. So I'm assuming, I don't know if that was in a cigarette pack or maybe some baking soda. And then I got one more little bird, Myrtle Warbler, just really cute and pretty. Same kind of thing for baking soda. The other one seemed to be for cigarettes. So I find these just really cute. Oh yeah, it's there's a little symbol for Arm & Hammer. Yeah, or maybe not Arm & Hammer. I can't read that, but anyway, it's a kind of baking soda. And then I also found, I'll show you some postcards. They have bins and bins of postcards. It's my dream come true, and also my worst nightmare because it's just so many. But this one, I went to Venice. I studied abroad in Venice in college, and so I'm just really drawn to that scenery, that image. I am terrible at reading cursive handwriting, but I thought that'd be kind of neat to have. I have a collection of postcards and a little metal tin I'll break out one day. This one, I love these ladies with their fancy hats and flowers. I have several of these. And then there's two Emma, apparently. So there's that one. And then this last one reminded me of my dad. This is in Yosemite. So Bridal Veil Falls and Three Graces, Yosemite National Park. And my dad is no longer living, but I do believe his heaven is Yosemite, I was told, actually. So I found that and I thought, let's just get that. Anyway, I found a couple of pieces of art. So these are not vintage. These were just made by an artist that sells her work or at this location, the Hunt and Gather. And I found these really in the basement waiting to go to the bathroom, actually. And I just looked through, and I love owls. And I thought this flower was really pretty. And so this one has Paris. This has Paris on it. I thought I would frame those, find little frames for them, and find somewhere in my art studio to put those up. And I just love that handmade paper. So really beautiful, really pretty art. And then I have been wanting some maps. So I found this map, bird migration in the Americas. I was inspired by some of the birds. I'm not going to take the whole thing apart, but it has different areas on the map and different kinds of birds. I like to cut these up and use them in my art journaling for inspiration. So at one point I found a scorpion in a magazine, and it became a whole piece of art and inspired a poem as well. This one, I thought this was really cool. It's like the underwater Atlantic Ocean floor. And I really loved the textures. I've just never seen something like that before. And I'm trying to see the back. Okay, the back is just like a regular map, but I thought that was interesting. These were, I think, $3 a piece, and which is fine. I will pay that for a vintage map. So this one is just the close-up of the Northwest, and like Oregon. I love the Northwest. I've been to Seattle area. I'd love to go to Montana and Wyoming, but maybe I'll, get some inspiration to travel there. Some other things that I purchased, we took a little trip, a little bit of shopping to the paper source, and I love paper source. I typically never buy anything there, but it was kind of, it saved money for to spend, just kind of just splurge. This was my spring break and also kind of my birthday gift to myself from back in February. I'm going to take this apart so you can see the cover. I found this journal, and I'm so picky about journals, and I just found this to be so beautiful. The gold leaf inlay in there, and then also just these flowers and the colors. And it was like a perfect size. And the pages, it's really just for drawing. I don't think I would paint inside, but just for drawing and maybe sketching, maybe with some colored pencils or pens. But I love this. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. I love this notebook. Yeah, I love this notebook, and it was just so pretty. It was just kind of calling to me a little bit more than I wanted to pay. But again, I was just having a good time with some friends, and I thought too I would take this biking. I go biking in the summer, and I love like a spot just to sit down and draw and journal. And I found this pouch too I thought would fit in my bicycle bag. This is just really pretty. It's just a faux leather, but it zips up. Just a simple, haven't taken that out yet, so let's take that out. Just a simple little pencil pouch that I thought I could bring with me when I go biking or hiking, and just take these two items with me, and they fit in my bicycle like carry-on stuff that I have attached, so like a bag. So those are the two things that I got from Paper Source, and this I think was close to probably 20. So again, a little bit more than I would normally spend, but again, it was just a little gift to myself. Now, on the way up, it's a several-hour drive from where I live, and I was just kind of playing with my next idea for my painting, and it's going to be a large 18 by 24 painting. And I had some inspiration to create a phoenix kind of rising up from this black smoke. This is just a first sketch, and including a heart inside as well. And then I have been taking it a step further. So that was my sketch on the way up, just to get some ideas. The feathers I started to turn into leaves. I don't know that I'll continue that or keep that or not. I was starting to sketch a cage, and I may or may not include the cage. I found several bird cages to take pictures of on my little trip, so I'll be probably using one of those. But this sketchbook I actually use at work, this notebook, and it is lined, and I have some writing in there as well. But this is where I'm doing a lot of my thinking, a lot of my planning, and this is my idea for now. It's a heart, and then half of it is gold leaf, which I'll be experimenting with. The other half, I'm not entirely sure what I'll do. But the phoenix is rising. I've got the rest of the week to work on this too at school, but it'll be rising from, those ashes, that black smoke. And then instead of just typical wings, I wanted to, my friend mentioned something about an angel as the phoenix. And I thought, what about, she said it looks like a seraphim or seraphim wings. And we talk about that, angels and seraphims sometimes. And I thought, what if I included some seraphim wings onto the phoenix? So I like that idea. And then I also am trying to incorporate the Hamsa. The Hamsa has the eye in the center. And I am Jewish, and so the Hamsa is meaningful to my culture, my religion as well. It's been adopted by several cultures, I believe. And my mom loves the Hamsa, and it has eyes. Well, seraphims, actually, if you look them up, they have a bunch of eyes, and I thought I would start incorporating some of those Hamsa eyes into the seraphim wing. So kind of a combination. I'm still working on the details, and I will just kind of see where everything takes me, but I do like the idea of the big heart on the outside. I'll have to look up like what valves for the heart actually look like, and then those feathers kind of turning into the wings of the seraphim. So that is currently my idea that hopefully will kind of come to fruition here very soon on my large watercolor paper. I thought I'd jump in here at the end of the video just to kind of tell you a little bit about what I was buying at Ikea. So one of my goals in this little art studio space, because it's so small, it's just like a spare bedroom in my house. Because it's so small, I have turned my closet into just an art studio storage, like for supplies. So I'm working in here a lot more. I have been working in Procreate on my iPad, and basically I was doing that, you know, watching Netflix and YouTube TV. But I have since really started to make these giant paintings and just really want to be in this room creating, and just am getting more supplies and just wanted to really create like a little cool storage area. So I wanted to just kind of take you through some of the things that I had purchased. You know, some were on sale, like this was on sale. It's one of those little file, you have to put together, one of those little file containers for vertical storage, like paper storage. So I'm excited to use that just because I have a lot of papers that don't fit like in a drawer. So I'm hoping that those will come in handy. I have a couple already in use from Ikea. They have such really good storage solutions. And I love mixing and matching like old world, like looking beautiful floral storage items, or like little antique boxes, or what look like antique boxes, with some of the more modern storage, you know, items. This room is kind of both of those things anyway, so that's kind of why. But yeah, I bought a couple of these little bins from Ikea, and I like the blue. I kind of went with like blue, black, and white. It just kind of turned out like that. And then they had a couple of these little wire baskets, and I'll use these to put, yeah, I don't know, a bunch of different, like bigger, maybe some bigger objects. And then I have a few of these giant, I bought 3 of these bigger storage bins, and I love that they're kind of curved down. They have handles. They were really inexpensive. I think they were like almost $5 a piece. Super solid, you know, construction, as Ikea does. And I have some furniture from Ikea that's more than 20 years old and has served me very well, and I'm a fan. And then these boxes, they were just on clearance. It's 2 boxes. I haven't opened this yet. One's small, and I do believe it's like the opposite color scheme. And then these baskets, I already filled them under my little desk in my studio closet, but they're these baskets, but a lot bigger, so I put them on the floor, and they are already coming in handy. So I am really happy with my storage purchases, items that I can throw in there, just random things, be amazing. So not everything's just so cluttered over here. Everything will have a space. And I keep finding more art supplies and more paint colors, watercolor paints and gouache sets that I'm thinking I might need in my life. So I might purchase those down the road. But yeah, I just wanted to take you through some of the storage items I got from Ikea as well, and like why I was buying some of those. What you saw too in my cart, some kitchen items. I like to entertain every so often. I have craft nights at my house, or art nights with a few of my friends. And so I bought some items so I could, you know, serve some snacks and crackers and delicious dips on. And so yeah, I made an excuse to buy some pretty plates and dishes. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Next week, I should have a video of me starting my phoenix coming from the ashes, and my explanation for why I'm creating that that and how I got that idea. It was a download. I didn't expect it. And that's kind of how my ideas are coming in for my paintings these days. They are downloads from spirit, and I just go with them. And they're very fitting for me in the moment and what I'm going through. And I'm hoping that they'll help other people as well. And so today I'm glad you came along with me to check out my little girls trip, and just saw a few of those cool antique stores, and a little bit of Ikea storage shopping. But yeah, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one.